love that, Bruce. India's Got Talent. So this was today a live transmission from actually Los Angeles, because even though that place might not seem very divine these days, but Yogananda firmly could see not only the past, but the future of all things, of course. And so he saw that actually it's going to be the west coast of California. And that would be a very spiritually inspiring place to be. And so he started his temple in LA, and many of us received our initiations actually at the Self-Realization Fellowship in LA. X-Flare, really? I have my phone. Oh my gosh, that's exciting. I love this, because as we chant here with Yogananda, of course, our divine source embodied in the sun would send a little hello to us. So we will be receiving lots of hellos in this world. And so Yogananda then saw his future in California, and he saw this beautiful place that would be given to him. As you know, Yogananda never ever charged for anything. He was always given everything, and that's the future of humankind. We will be gifting each other. And there is no such thing as a small gift and a big gift. A gift is a gift, and a gift is really an expression of love. And so this is what Divine Mother speaks about when she looks at the new earth, how everyone's just gifting each other. And there is no lack. And to me, this is so beautiful when I get to experience it and then bring the information back. And of course, everyone else who has been able to actually go into the new earth frequency. And it's not a frequency that is right here, right now, actually, like that it is right here, right now. It is more like the higher self of the earth. And so just like you and me are tapping into the higher self, and we have to shift things so that we get to that expanded state of being, so it is also with the new earth. It is a very expanded state of the earth. Now, this to me is really amazing what's unfolding here. I'm always blown away. And I always say it's really good to be blown away, because it's a mystery. And the mystery is supposed to also mystify us. And we are supposed to be really inspired by the magic and mystery that is here within us and all around us. And today we're going to do great things. This is going to be different from the earlier call that we had today. And the reason for that is that tomorrow we only have one call on the full moon, and it's going to be the one that we are on now, which is the 5 p.m. Pacific. And so it's really amazing to be part of it. You know, when I, for the first time, was able to fully have my first contact with Divine Source in a way that was like, here it is in front of you, and you are part of this. You know, these are the experiences that we are here actually accomplishing. We are on the great path. You can call it a path of self-realization, but in a way it's a path where you have direct contact with source, which anyway, you came from source, but you know, sometimes the human gets in the way. So we are unblocking the human to have these experiences. And so when I had this unbelievable, like really life-changing, huge experience in 2015, I just realized that the mystery is always telling us, come with me, be with me, play with me. And I made a few really old videos, like really old then, like 2015. And I said that God is a playful kid, because that's exactly what it seemed like. That source just wants to play with us. And some people stop playing, and then they feel a little too serious to play. But not just that. And source communicated with me so beautifully and said, you know, the ones who stop playing with me are just silly. And of course, there is no judgment in creation, but I like the verbiage that source chose, silly. It is silly not to be part of it, because the best play game is going on right here, right now. And all we need to do is awaken to that game. It is a beautiful game. It's never meant to be a game of suffering. It's never meant to be a game of pain. It's always meant to be a game of delightful experiences, of ecstatic living, of blissful existence, all of it. And so that's why Yogananda, you know, he was using words we could understand to be drunk with that. But actually, you know, Rumi is the same thing. Like, who knows if Rumi really drank so much wine or not, but he was drunk with bliss. and so was Yogananda. Because once you tap into this bliss, which is all around us, we just need to tap into it. It gets very, very blissful. Holo game. Ooh, I like that. And so I was thinking about how there was a time in my life when I didn't feel blissful, like at all. I didn't really even know what bliss was, except for just knowing maybe some kind of occasional like joy, happiness, but very conditional. And then I realized that once you clear your etheric body and you clear your mental body and you clear your emotional body, that the bliss that it actually surrounds us at all times flows into you. And then it's just our nature. It is our nature to be blissful beings. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And so, blissful being, how do we get to blissful being? Well, first we need to do some, housekeeping and sweep the dirt and check it. And so Yogananda will take us through those 4 steps, really 5 steps that he gave us. And that is so that we can, once again, it's okay to do too much cleansing. I don't mind doing too much, but not enough is a problem. But it's not a problem to the divine source. It's only a problem to us because we create our own problems. Every single problem that we call problem in our life is self-created, of course. Plus, on top of it, it attracts collective unconsciousness into us. And so we have that power. We have the amazing, amazing power. And that power is truly, as we know, within us. It is our divine self. That is the only power. And today we will be working with this only power. Yes. When we tap into the infinite, really well-being of our divine self, that's it. I like to say, bam, bam, that's it. And you know exactly when you are tapped in. And we also know exactly when we are not tapped in. It's very, very simple. So aligning with the divine self as much as we can, of course, is so, so important. But not only that, as you also know, also working with your body, Deva, the beautiful 2 aspects of who we are. So I'll repeat a little bit about what Yogananda told us about our connection to the earth. Yogananda taught that a person who is truly spiritually evolving. Did we just have another solar flare? Oh, that was it. Now that I keep my phone open. So Yogananda taught that when a person is spiritually evolving, they are actually connecting more and more and more to nature, to Mother Earth. And they have a desire to be more and more and more in nature, to connect with their feet to the earth, to allow her to send healing frequencies into the feet. And he loved swimming in the ocean. Yogananda loved nature. He loved it so much. And so this is good to know. When we are on a very perfect spiritual path, we are also connecting to nature more and more. And to me, nature is the best religion. The church is all around us, and that is Mother Nature. That is her church. So personally, I've tried to go in some churches to listen to what they have to say, and it didn't really draw me to come again. And I think all religions and churches have a good intention, and that is, to connect with the divine, to speak about it. But the best path that I know is the path of your own self-realization. And that is a little bit of work, and that is a little bit of commitment, and it's a little bit of really showing up every day. But the reward, as you know, is always super sweet. So the goddess is all around us with all her beautiful elemental angels. So we talked about elementals, that they are not only higher dimensional beings, of course, because they are in the higher frequencies of Mother Nature, but we talked about also elementals of the stars, the cosmic elementals, and that also elementals, of course, work with what we call Christ consciousness, the intelligent light in all things that really is shimmering golden light, and also rainbow. It's always inviting us, and everything around us is always inviting us. It's always saying, come this way, come this way, come this way. And that way is all around us. And again, I just think all is good in this world, except for the unconsciousness that really didn't create wonderful experiences for billions of people. And so it's time to actually choose that one power. And that power is the power of the divine self. And not to be just misunderstood, the divine self also is the power of nature. So seeking nature. She speaks about herself, actually, really. And she said she is the book of life all around us. If someone wants a sacred text that is written into nature, we just need to be able to listen deeply. And that's why we meditate. And so meditation is attunement. And what does nature do? What does meditation do? Well, since you are an antenna and frequencies, energies, and vibrations are coming to you through your body in this world, then it's a good idea to put that body out into nature and to connect deeply in a really devotional way with Mother Nature and allow her to give you the cosmic energies. We have to remember this is not just planet, this is cosmos, this is a galaxy. And it's nice to be an open receiver, an open channel for all that is being emanated into us. When humans are incoherent, which means in unconsciousness, out of balance, they also have a hard time receiving because the receiver cup is not open. It's all over the place and usually full of stuff, which means full of the self, the really kind of not so useful self. But it is only when we empty the cup, the receptor, that we can actually receive these beautiful cosmic, galactic, universal energies. And that is nature informing us. She's always giving us knowledge, cosmic knowledge about herself, about where she's going, inviting us to come with her, telling us about all the opportunities that exist for us within cosmos. Nature is absolutely the most selfless, right? Because she says, mimic me, mimic me. So there is no such thing as selfishness within our cosmic Mother Nature, not only in her as a being, since she is the ultimate love, but she always says, if you want to know the mother, just study nature well. She's not selfish, even though I have a selfish dog. So I don't know, but Mother Nature, she's very selfless. Mother Nature, she is the ultimate oneness. Once again, we don't have to look for spiritual oneness. We can just look at the oneness of nature and to understand that she is just one big cosmic ecosystem. Yes, and just falling in love with that. Falling in love with her. It's so easy, she says. She always says, even if our little lives are not going so well, she says, just fall in love with nature. And so may we all fall in love with nature. As you know, nature is not only what we see here in this world, she is much more than that. And she will reveal her mystery. Mystery is here for a reason. If everybody could see the mystery, there would be no mystery. If everybody would understand everything, there would be nothing to discover, nothing to uncover, nothing to realize. If everything was just, here, like, this is it, like, it's right here, this is the meaning of all things, no one would be having fun. Exploration is very important within creation. And so we all are exploring. And it's nice when we explore. Another thing Divine Mother recently talked about is, how it's really good not to have certainty. Certainty in like, oh yeah, I totally understand the mystery, Divine Mother, Divine Father, Christ, here it is, if I pray like this, then this is what's happened. No, let's have uncertainty. Uncertainty is what keeps us going. But divine confidence, to me, that sounds like a dichotomy of Divine Mother once again, have divine confidence, but also live in beautiful uncertainty. that you may never fully understand the cosmic mystery. It's okay. I learned from Divine Mother, if we think that we arrived at a definite answer, we must question our own selves and say, I wonder. Let us allow all the different possibilities. They are so nice. You know, that way we also never have to get into any arguments with anyone, because when we live in uncertainty, good uncertainty, openness, then we live in openness. You know, everything's possible. You never know. And that's it. All the fractals. Oh, thank you, Nova, for mentioning the fractals. Definitely, Divine Mother is a true scientist. She absolutely is. And for those of you who know, you know, you've seen Divine Mother, how she works. To me, she is everything that we call a scientist and an artist. So all the different sciences come from Divine Mother, and all the different arts come from Divine Mother. So she combines it all in a way that is creativity. And in a way, again, Divine Mother does not want to arrive at an answer. That is actually one of her purposes, is not to arrive at an answer that is definite, because that would stop creation. So she wants to keep going. That's why she's the mother of the mystery. Keep exploring, keep experimenting, because we don't want this to be done, right? If we arrived at all the answers, what would we do? And so that's one of the things Divine Mother also likes to mention. The fractals. One day Divine Mother showed me how she sees the world through every single one of us. And she showed me every single human being as a bee. So a bee in a beehive. And everybody, you know, every bee was sitting in the beehive and looking through those little like pentagonal shapes. I can't remember what it's called in English or any other language, to be honest, but you know what I mean? Like when you look at the beehive, it has the patterns of the pentagons touching, and it creates this kind of grid. And she said every single bee, honeycomb, thank you. Every single bee is sitting in this, okay, hexagons. So every single one of them, the bee cell, thank you. So the bee cell, we are sitting in those, and she's looking at the world through every single one of us. Now to her, this was the ultimate really meaning and use of oneness. She needs many perspectives. And every single one of us will offer to her many perspectives from our little bee cell as we look outside. But it takes a beehive to see the whole picture. And so the queen is looking through us into her world. It's very beautiful. And so with that, if you have a candle, let's light up a little candle and connect deeply with our purpose here, which will be not only celebrating Yogananda, but through Yogananda, we celebrate the one divine power. And for us, that is the power of our divine self. Just to transmit a little bit of the energy of the divine self. So I could never speak about the divine self if I didn't really meet my divine self. And so I can only really always transmit everything that I've experienced so that it actually is useful. And so to summarize what the divine self is, the divine self used to be actually part of our blueprint at the beginning of Mu. And it was meant to be this beautiful geometrical, energetic light field that would be emanating to us into our being here. And that's why we would have the rainbow body. But things didn't go so well after the end of Moon. And so we got disconnected. And we ended up with a nice setup, which was okay. So our soul will be emanating light into our body and creating us in a way. And so you will see those 7 chakras instead of the original setup, which was 12. And so there was a little diminishment of our geometry, which also led to the diminishment of our DNA. And so with all of that, the divine self used to be part of us, but then humanity really disconnected from the divine self. And so the most important thing that we did as mystics, we were reconnecting the bits and pieces of who we are, reconnecting the soul, reconnecting the spirit, reconnecting to the divine self, so that we can actually be whole again. So this wholeness And this wholeness is here now. So for the first time, I got to experience my divine self sometime before 2012. And I remember it was a weekend and I was at home meditating and I just thought, okay, I'm just going to be connecting to my divine self. And then suddenly, bam, as we like to say, bam, I heard audible voice of love speaking to me, from me, within me, but it was like someone talking to you. And it was not external, it was internal, but it was not the inner voice of the mind. It was actually an audible inner voice of the heart. And me as a human, I could ask questions, and this voice answered with so much love. And this voice was living with me so powerfully for 3 days and 3 nights. I cannot tell you why, only that. But she also explained to me that the divine self now never goes away, that it is always there. And it is always the voice of love within our own hearts, within the infinite heart, you know, the sacred heart. And so it is up to us to attune. And so I talked to her for 3 days and 3 nights. She came with me everywhere. I used to work at a research institute in La Jolla, north of San Francisco. And I remember enjoying my drive so much because my divine self was chatting the whole time. And I was just ecstatic bliss. It was like, whoa, I have a best friend within me. It was very different from any guide. It was very different from anything I had ever experienced. It was really, really cool. And so that was my first experience with the divine self. And then in 2018, for all of us humanity, the divine self came closer and closer and closer for all of humanity. And then in 2020, we got fully downloaded with the divine self. And that happened in August 2020. The divine self came in the middle of the night for all of us, and it reconnected everything within us. It rewired us. It was like a big download of light and geometry and love. And since that day, we all are in a whole new place. And so just to know, this is now the power within us. We are no longer the same. So it's good to know that the habitual self that we have, you know, the habitual self as the personality self, might think not much has changed maybe, but as you also know, so much has changed with the divine self being here. And so now we just go into a deeper and deeper and deeper relationship of trust and knowing who the divine self is. Very beautiful. And so it happened for all of us. And so here we are, brothers and sisters, all fractals. The divine self actually is a fractal, and it is a fractal of source. And so that's why we say the only power within us now could be, if we choose to, the divine self. And then, of course, having the guide in the physical reality, which is the body, fully integrated into the divine self. That's the beauty of it. You know how we used to have those 7 chakras? It was our soul trying to flow through us in some way, kind of nourishing us with these beautiful divine energies. But now it is a whole new story. Now it is the rainbow body. And now it is a 12-dimensional, really, rainbow. So not just 7 colors, and not just running through the chakra system, but now it's more running through the heart. And it's just creating that beautiful toroidal field. And so let us go into a beautiful here prayer with the Self-Realization Fellowship to open up. So if you have the candle, light the candle. And let us call this in, and then we will do our little process with Yogananda connecting to Divine Source.
Greetings and a very warm welcome to all of you.
He likes to do that. Let me refresh.
The birth anniversary of our beloved Gurudev, Paramahansa Yogananda ji. We are so glad you could join us today. This service will last for 90 minutes, an hour and a half, and we will have periods of devotional chanting, periods of silent meditation, and a short inspirational talk for about 15 to 20 minutes about our Gurudev Yogananda ji. After the talk, I will offer a flower in front of his picture as a symbol of our love, devotion, and loyalty to him and his teachings. Guruji has told us that on these special occasions, such as the birth anniversaries of the great ones, the vibrations and blessings of God and the great ones are especially strong because God and his great saints are celebrating this occasion in the astral world. And the vibrations from those celebrations are powerfully emanating to our earth. If we are humbly receptive to those blessings, we will feel the presence of God, our Gurudev, and our Param Gurus in an ever greater way. So let us begin this commemoration service by invoking the blessings of God and the great ones with an opening prayer. Please fold your hands in front of your heart. Take your attention within. Close the eyes and gently lift the gaze to the point between the eyebrows and put the whole attention at that point. And with all the love and devotion of our hearts, please pray with me. Heavenly Father, Mother, Friend, beloved God, Jesus Christ, Bhagavan Krishna, Mahavatar Babaji, Lahiri Mahashay, Swami Shri Yukteswar, and our Guru, Paramahansa Yogananda, saints of all religions, we bow to you all. Beloved God, we are gathered here today to honor and commemorate the birth anniversary of our beloved Gurudev Paramahansa Yogananda ji. Bless us with the spiritual fervor to faithfully and regularly practice the soul-liberating Kriya Yoga teachings that he brought to this earth until we attain the goal of our life, oneness with you. Bless us with your presence that we may in a greater way feel your blessings and the blessings of our Gurudev and Param Gurus. Om, peace,
Peace,
Shanti,
Shanti.
Amen.
Amen. Beautiful. This is so ceremonial. This is how we want to live. And so when I first met Yogananda, the best part of that meeting was that I had no idea who he was, never heard of him. I never saw him. And I think it was by design, you know. So when he appeared to me, I had to recognize him instead of, you know, like if you already have an image of someone and you say, oh, come to me, come to me. But this was really great. Again, everything is by design and everything is just beautifully unfolding in our divine self. And so I'll repeat what he told me, one of the first things that he taught me. So when I first saw him, he appeared to me on the steps leading to the hermitage in Encinitas that I often talk about, and we will work with it now. And I suddenly had this realization of who he is and who, you know, he is to me. And so you remember the lifetimes, you remember how you came into this world many, many, you know, billions of years ago, and you remember your mission. And so I started crying, and not really tears of joy, but I was more crying because I had regret. And I was already meditating, you know, half a day, 12 hours a day, sometimes even the whole day. And yet when I saw Yogananda. The regret was that I have not done enough. And as a human being, I tell you, no, surely that's enough. But when you meet the guru like this divine being, you realize, oh my gosh, 12 hours a day is nothing. I should have done 24 hours a day. And so, it's and so I cried kind of, and I was just so apologetic. I was apologizing to him, that I haven't done enough. And he said very powerfully, as he always speaks, he was talking to me in English, and he was talking to me with his really powerful divine confidence. And it was more like, Adi, stop crying, so this kind of tone. We don't care about the past. We don't care about where we came from. We don't care about what happened yesterday. We only care about one thing, what is going to happen today, and then tomorrow, and then every other day then, if I expressed it correctly. And to me, this was really, really, it was like a huge realization. Let's not put so much attention on our yesterdays, but let us always look ahead at our todays and tomorrows and be the best version today and tomorrow. And maybe yesterday was not the best version, but that's okay. Every day is a new opportunity to be that. And so that gave me immense, confidence and commitment, of course, to doing what we do now. And so to open up, for example, you heard the monks speak about, and I don't know, they probably not call monks, but the monastic, you heard him speak about the Kriya Yoga. And so the Kriya Yoga, part of it is a really important realization, and that is that we can be attuning our senses to this world, or we can take in the senses and take all our attention within the spine. And as you know, once again, you are always an antenna. Your nervous system is a receiver. And so we want to be receiving the divine energies of our divine self. We want to be receiving the energies of divine source, of divine mother. And so to do that, for example, the simple breath that we can learn to do is the ocean breath. And I always use a combination of fire breath and then ocean breath. So today I will just do, and I mentioned before, I know that fire breath is not for everyone, but if you can and feel comfortable doing fire breath, maybe 3 minutes a day is a great way to start. And so the ocean breath is practiced obviously as a sound of the ocean through the breath with our mouth closed. But then there is the next level of really mastery, and that is able to take the breath into the spine and actually breathe as if through the elevator channel, this liberated flute within the spine. And so we'll watch a little instruction here, and then we will go into those 4 steps with Yogananda. And so you don't have to sit a certain way as long as you sit straight. It doesn't have to be on the ground. It can be on a chair. I always prefer meditation chair as opposed to sitting on the ground. And I always prefer not having my legs crossed, for example. So
begin to lightly work the breath down the body as you inhale. Each inhale pours into the belly and continues to rise up, filling the ribs. Each exhale releases in the opposite direction, emptying the ribs and ending with the belly drawing in. Slow down this rhythmic cycle to enhance the meditative qualities. The present becomes more profound as irrelevant thoughts dissipate. Be mindful that the breath is not pushed aggressively into the body, instead invited in with natural, progressive intention. As these diaphragm breaths continue, begin to lightly narrow the top of the throat as if you're whispering "ha" with your mouth closed. This closed throat vibration will sound similar to this. Listen closely as the sound resembles waves rushing in and out on a beach. Both the inhale and exhale have this distinct sound. Let's continue for a few more moments, absorbing the vibration and tone of this breathing pattern. Breathing in ha, breathing out ha. Continue to work through the fluidity of this breathing, smoothing out any roughness. With this slow breathing pattern and this vibrational tone, we'll add a bit of movement through the spine. Again, ensuring that the knees are very comfortable, we'll begin to ride the sit bones. Take a slow inhale and arch the spine a bit forward, looking up. Holding onto your knees, exhale and round the back, lean back off the sit bones. Inhale, hands pull you forward, roll to the front of the sit bones, flow the arch up through the spine and neck. Exhale, round, spread out the back body. Inhale, lift up and forward. Keep relaxing the knees. Exhale, chin down to chest, spread open your shoulder blades. Ujjayi, let's start to circle. Inhale across the legs, right to left. Exhale, round back, move behind you, rolling over the right sit bone. Inhale across the legs to the left sit bone. Exhale and circle back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, naturally come forward and across. Exhale, circle back, massaging spine and organs. Inhale over the legs. Exhale back. Again, continuing the cycle, a couple more rounds, massaging the spine, massaging internal organs, calming the nervous system as you continue with the sound of breath in the throat. Balancing out the nervous system and the flow, let's inhale and lift the head and lift the shoulders, and exhale. Take a moment just to steady the body, reassure the knees are comfortable, sustaining the slow pace of breath, filling the belly, filling the ribs, filling the mind. Coming into the other side, you may want to shake out the legs, release the knees and feet. Crossing the legs the other way to balance out the body. Once you find the sit bones evenly balanced, exhale. Returning into Ujjayi. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round like cat. Inhale, open. Exhale, back. Inhale. Exhale. Moving this into circles, inhale over the left knee and now over to the right. Rounding back as you breathe out, naturally spreading open as you breathe in, broad chest, circling behind, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Just like the breath is smooth, the circling motions are smooth, rolling over the sit bones. Let this rolling, spiraling motion go up through the spine. Breathing in, face relaxed, eyes are calm, circle behind. And then coming from that back position, we inhale and lift the head and shoulders, and exhale. As we take a few more moments of stillness, we'll place the hands into Surya Mudra, the Earth Mudra, bringing your thumb and your ring finger together. Wrists brush over the knees, shoulders relaxed, balance spreading across the heart and back. A very subtle elevation of the spine while relaxing the jaw, the cheeks, the nostrils. Slow, steady breaths flowing down into the belly. This time the breath shifts into a quiet state. Let the Ujjayi dissipate and let your attention turn inwards to the more subtle vibrations, the tone of existence, the energy body.
What a beautiful attunement. And so the tone of existence is a beautiful Om sound, and we can hear it with our inner senses when we attune, of course. And I wanted to say, sometimes it feels like our spiritual progress, we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes, but once we start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, that's when it gets really exciting. So it's about just trusting your divine self that you are moving forward. But once you see the light at the end of the tunnel, it really is like it's a whole new level of passion for what we do. It is, because once you get closer and closer, and really the tunnel, what is the tunnel? Well, the tunnel is just own unconsciousness, right? Where we are still asleep within our own being. But it also is our own limitations. And so keep on keeping on is exactly it. But it's good to know it leads somewhere. And again, I always think that, like I share the path that took me somewhere, because I'm not a yogi, not born in the Himalayas in a cave, but just a normal human here. But this process that we do here leads somewhere really, really great. So this Ujjayi breath, for example, if you have a practice before you go to bed and you are doing your meditations outside under the starry night and absorbing the light of this beautiful sky above you, so a little bit of Ujjayi breath can go a long way. And so you open yourself up. What you're really opening up, if you do it through the spine, is you're opening up your antenna. And then with your divine confidence, speak into the ethers and say exactly what you, in a way, command with your divine confidence. And that again goes a long way. Very confident in your really voice to be heard. And again, you'll see what happens in the middle of the night. But one thing that you always need to remember, that I don't remember always, is ask that you remember. Because when these energies come, you want to remember when they came and what they did and where it took you. And so let us go into this beautiful process. And with that, we will close today. And this is the process of those steps with Yogananda that he gave us really as a shortcut. I call it a shortcut because, he gave it to us a really long time ago, but it was around 2010 when it started. And so to me, this is a beautiful shortcut to all that we do. Connection with the angelic queendom after purification, connection with the spirit, and then doing the Hamsa breath. Once again, Hamsa is a sacred breath. It is really when the breath makes the sound. And again, it takes practice, but breathing hum up and sa down. Hum up, sa down. Hum takes you up, sa, the energy comes down. So here we go. Step 4 and 5. Exploring spirit and making contact with God. The goal of our existence is to realize God. When we realize God, we realize our highest purpose for being. Yogananda will guide you through 4 steps that lead to a direct experience with Divine Mother and God. It is not really possible to fully know and understand God through a belief, but it is absolutely possible to get to know God through your direct personal experience and contact with the Godhead. When you make a direct contact with Divine Mother and God, you will be forever transformed. The ultimate transformation available to us in this world is the transfiguration from an ordinary human to a divine, Christed being of rainbow golden light. We all share the same blueprint of our highest potential, and together we shall realize it. Let us begin by meeting Master Yogananda inside his hermitage in Encinitas, by the living fire of God burning in the divinely consecrated fireplace. Throw the brown cloak of your human unconsciousness into the golden white fire of God for a definite transmutation. We perform deep purification so that our energy and vibration can match the highest frequency of God and Divine Mother. As we purify, we liberate our being from all burdens, and we expand into more lightness, purification alone is very important, but to prepare for the ultimate encounter with the Creator, we are guided to revisit the realm of angelic healers. The angelic healers are masters of light work. They will once again align, restructure, improve, expand, and harmonize our light body and energy. Follow Yogananda to the vortex portal of ascending light on top of the cliffs above the Pacific Ocean in Yogananda's front yard. Together with the Master, you rise from the earth to the realms of angels. They greet you with so much love and adoration. Very pleased to see you again for more light upgrades. You lay on the crystal healing bed and relax into this beautiful ceremony of light. Your energy body and your light body are being upgraded to a very expanded state of great luminosity and a much higher vibration and frequency. This will allow you to match the high intensity of consciousness you are about to experience. Receive this great gift of light, sound, beautiful fragrances and essences of flowers and crystals. Thank the angels, and if you wish, visit their heavenly queendom again tomorrow. Now follow Yogananda into the even higher soul plane. It will be easy for you to find your soul, as you already made contact with this large being previously. As you face the golden white ocean of spirit, simply float to the cosmic egg of your soul and enter through the membrane, which allows your soul to experience itself as an individualized being. The internal world of your soul is so very vast. It's like swimming in a sea surrounded by so many fascinating energies and images, stories and experiences, rivers of light and sacred geometries. Spend a few moments inside the world of your soul and see if you can dissolve your own boundary to become larger and larger. The more you surrender to your soul, the more soul power and consciousness you can embody. Experiment with becoming formless, like water in the sea. Our divine blueprint is expansion and evolution. When we expand into the greatness of our soul, we start fulfilling our destiny. As you expand throughout your soul's cosmic egg, you eventually reach the membrane boundaries of your soul in all directions, and that is a moment of breakthrough. Now you are ready to expand beyond those boundaries. You might discover that your soul is being nourished by the flow of life energy that flows into the soul from the ocean of spirit. All souls are nurtured and nourished by the spirit. The light of spirit allows the souls to create dream realities. Source light flows through all souls to give them the power of creation and creativity. It is time to make contact with that spirit that sustains all souls, including your soul, which then in return sustains you. See where spirit flows into the soul and move out through that portal, out into the ocean of spirit. This is an ecstatic, liberating experience. You are now in the infinite ocean of spirit. Golden white light surrounds you and fills you up. Become one with the spirit. You can easily achieve that by dissolving your own form. Become formless light. Your consciousness is now one with the Great Spirit, and yet you also behold your individuality, your ability to perceive the Great Spirit from your unique perspective. You are like a drop of water in the ocean. Where do you begin and where do you end? Enjoy this blissful expansion and keep expanding with each breath. You no longer have a form. You are one with the ocean of golden white light. Yogananda reveals to you a secret breath. You are formless consciousness, but consciousness has a rhythm. Hum, sa, hum, sa, hum, sa. Align with the sacred sound of God. Hum, sa, hum, sa, hum, sa. Feel the motion of hum, sa. In and out. Hum, sa. In and out. Hum, sa. Like a wave moving gently in the body of the ocean, moved by Source itself. Hum, sa. Experience the ebb and flow. Hum, sa. Become hum, sa. The one with the Creator. To fully experience the Spirit might take some time. Now you know how to reach the Great Spirit. Visit often to build an intimate relationship with the Spirit. Get to know the Spirit well. The more you can embody the Spirit, the closer you shall be to the Godhead itself. Eventually, you will find the source of all that is within the Spirit. It is an adventure of exploration. And let love be your guide. She will guide you unerringly to God, as she is God. God is a frequency to be discovered within the Spirit. You will be able to easily uncover the great mystery by repeating this process. And now Yogananda will guide you back to the earth, to the hermitage in Encinitas. You both step into the multi-dimensional elevator to descend down through the many dimensions, back down to the cliffs above the Pacific Ocean. Yogananda will now transmit a super powerful blessing of golden white light directly into your crown. Relax, let go, trust, and surrender. Allow this divine light to travel through your nervous system to upgrade you to the next level of your consciousness. Accept your new state of being as a divine human. It is time to thank Yogananda from the bottom of your heart. You can visit him anytime and repeat the 4 steps as often as you wish. Yogananda will always support you energetically and bestow Divine Mother's grace upon you infinitely. May you always shine the light of God fully and evermore. And so it is. What an amazing transmission that Yogananda gave us, and hopefully you felt the beautiful white light being transmitted into our nervous system and really changing us, reminding us of who we are. What a beautiful mystery we get to be part of. So this video is on our YouTube, and it is called, I think, Step 4 and 5 with Yogananda. And so thank you. So maybe today, before going to bed, you will feel inspired to do a little bit of Ujjayi breath through the spine, maybe even the Hamsa breath, and then allow yourself to be visited by the mystery fully and completely, and even to be swept away by it. So thank you so much. And tomorrow we will be doing a beautiful, beautiful final meditation in this lunar cycle. It will be at 5 p.m. Pacific. So we only have 1 call, and we will be receiving divine will. So thank you so much. Thank you for all your beautiful, kind words and your love.